Hey legends, welcome to this week's Tuesday tutorial. It's me, Alita, hosted last week's one. But this week I've got Liam, the legend, Liam Bly, who's one of our senior consultants here at MI Academy. He has had a great career in retail, working with brands like the Bird's Nest, and then of course all of our amazing brands here at MI, and is a little bit of a nerd when it comes to website optimization, SEO, paid. So I'm really excited to have him here. Today we're going to be taking a brand, well, two brands for a bit of a Tuesday tutorial tear down, having a look at two websites within the same category. Just going to look at the UX, some of the technical setup for SEO, and a bunch of other things that we can just kind of pull apart, compare against the two, hopefully give you some tips that you can take with you to have a look and audit your website. So without further ado, should we just get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. Here we've got our two websites. We're looking at BCF and we're looking at Anaconda stores today. I've not touched either of these websites. This is how they've shown up for us. What have you got for me on the first page, Liam?
Yeah, interesting. So let's start with BCF. So, I mean, the first thing that came to mind when I looked at both of these is just the sheer speed. They've obviously done a lot of work in making sure that everything loads quickly for their customers. So great positive UX there. I imagine that's obviously got some SEO implications as well, as we know that speed is a major ranking factor. So really great there.
I think it's interesting that they've both still got scrollers. You know, there's so much information out there that's saying that your home banner gets less than 1% of clicks. I wonder if they've tested what happens when you've got a static banner versus a scrolling banner.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too. And given that they're not there for that long, it's interesting. Or maybe that, you know, potentially their homepage is less visited than some of their category pages, and so whenever someone's there, they're trying to really redirect them away from the homepage to speed up that shopping process. So
just letting them know everything that we've got going on right now. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to clear some of these things. So we've got, now this privacy policy didn't pop up on BCF. So let's tut. Well, that's going to make a big impact soon, especially with the new proposals around the privacy laws. So Absolutely. You're one step ahead of the curve there, Anaconda. And then, of course, we've got our store notifications. I'm going to block you. Sorry about it, but that's what's happening.
Oh, come on.
Interesting. I mean, it's pretty early on in my customer journey if I'm a first-time visitor to be asking if I want to get notifications. You know, so it's definitely a play that you do for more loyal customers. So just something to definitely consider there.
Absolutely. Even a prompt to get them to log in for some kind of reward or to sign up is better than just showing the notification straight away, you know.
Yeah.
Nice offer.
Yeah.
Oh, which they've got on the side there. Get $10 off.
We do. And we've also got our price beat guarantee here where the promise here is the $99 off, or price guarantee will match it. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get into the price matching guarantees. There's a nice tactic I've seen for this.
Wow. We know how those work. All right, let's have a look. Got a lot of space here taken up with Anaconda here.
Yeah, great. So really jumping straight into their specials, and it seems that, I mean, it goes with the brand, but price is a really big point for these guys. It's less about brand story and very heavy on price. They are catering to their audience for sure.
Both of them, interestingly, have the club price. What's interesting, I think, about BCF is that they've got the non-club price and then the club price. This is something that we're seeing across the board in most super retail group websites.
Yeah, really increases that adoption of their clubs, their loyalty programs, which is definitely working. And they're just such huge price differences as well. It's really amazing.
Yeah. Whereas, look, I mean, Anaconda doesn't have that. It shows that you save 200, but we don't know what the original price is. So, you know, there's a nice qualification that happens over here.
Absolutely.
wonder what would happen if these guys swapped over to that strategy. All right, let's look at our categories. I think this is a big mistake that we see on a lot of smaller websites, is that they don't take people into categories and they really stay focused on the product side of things when it comes to the homepage. Like if you think about when people walk into a store, they're not walking into a store and then just shoved with all of these products in the face. You can clearly see, like, if you think about when you walk into a Dares or even when you walk into Coles, like this aisle has this aisle has this, and it's kind of a choose your own adventure. Where do you need to go, shopper? And we don't see this on a lot of smaller sites, and it's something that I think medium-sized brands really need to start thinking about. How do we navigate naturally through our retail experience and match that online?
Yeah, for sure. For smaller boutique brands, some category segmentation would be nice, but I can understand why they'd have product direct on their homepage. So
that'd be a nice mix of both.
Yeah, really good mix of both.
Yeah. And you see, you've got that here with Anaconda. You've got all your categories up here, and then we move down into your top sellers here.
There's obviously some really big players, so I'm sure they've got some data around what needs to be prioritized on their homepage, but I'd love to see what their Hotjar insights are telling us, and whichever tools they're using. Yeah,
the stuff we can't get access to.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an expensive set of Crocs. I didn't know they were that much.
I also didn't know that Crocs were unisex. I just thought ugly was for anyone. I just didn't realize that they had wait,
you
they
lose
did do a
$70
collaboration with Balenciaga, I think, where they had the Croc heels.
Oh, that was good.
When you've got more money than sense. Anyway.
Zero dignity left to lose.
Yeah. I'll put that on with this pair of snap pants. This is great. We've got the popular brands here where they're starting to jump into that. How do you think that's going to impact the SEO, Liam?
Yeah, so I was going to touch on this and potentially even at a category page. I'd love to see it a little bit deeper, but just, I guess, shortening the gap between pages. So lowering your, what do they call it? Your page depth, your click count. So if it takes you 3 pages to get to a product page, it's generally pretty good. But they might be piggybacking here off their homepage, or some brands or categories that need a bit more love. So bringing up that and sharing that equity from their top winning pages. So including these links is going to obviously assist in that. Just needs to be contextual. Just on a visual and UX perspective, I'm a little bit put off by the BCF brand mash there. It looks like all a bunch of brands. I'm hoping they would have tested to see how effective that is, but maybe as a customer, I just don't know how I would display that right now. But it is very in your face, I guess.
Well, I mean, we see a lot of brands doing it just with the logos. This is kind of showing those lifestyle shots. Interesting. You might hate it, others might love it. We'll see.
We'll see.
Only the beholders of BCF know that one. And interestingly, Anaconda doesn't have anything around their popular brands at all.
I wonder if it goes straight to brand in the navigation, or if there's a big call out for brand in the navigation.
Let's have a look. All right. Let's test out their search. Let's try that first.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Very important. So what we know is when you enhance search, I should say this is when a customer comes through and uses your search, there's usually a 300% higher conversion rate than if they'd just come through the site and navigated it themselves. And this is pretty much across the board that we find with all of our sites that we're optimizing with our clients at MI. A positive search experience impacts that even greater. So let's have a look. What do you want me to search?
I'm looking for a new swag, actually. It's got to be a double swag, I think.
Let's spell it wrong. All right, cool. Let's see if we can even spell it more wrong.
Swig.
Cool. It's still coming. It's doing a pretty good job.
XTM Mighty Double. Beautiful.
All right. Which one are you interested in? This bad boy?
That looks like the one.
Beautiful. Let's have a look here.
Let's this up about 12 months ago, by the way.
Look at what's just happened on Anaconda.
Do they stock that product, or do they stock swags?
Do they stock swag? It looks like they do, but only if you spell it correctly.
Tut.
obviously I've half windowed both of these, right?
I was
But
going to call
everything
that out on the
sits
homepage.
nicely, yeah, here in the BCF one. And then I've just got this huge ass image here in Anaconda, and all of the important information for me to make a decision is down here.
Quite small, yeah. If you were to make that a little bit smaller so it sort of almost fits a mobile width,
Let's have a
it's
look.
collapsing that now.
It's still all kind of collapsed down.
The image is the hero, which I can understand, but I really do find the BCF layout a bit more appealing, and you are getting a lot the essential information above the fold.
And this, it's a well-known fact, and we've been talking about it as e-commerce professionals for God knows how long. Multiple images, people, even if you think, oh, how can I take multiple images of a freaking swag? Well, at the end of the day, like, we're just showing how many people can pile on into this thing. I don't know if I'd want to sleep in a swag with 3 people, first of all, but we're showing that it's possible. Yeah, you're probably more likely to get me sleeping in my swag than a dog, to be honest. But you've got all the dimensions here, which is super handy. None of that is here on this product page. Yep.
Can you
And
swipe through
obviously
those? It looks like there is the image bar at the bottom. See the blue dot there? Are we getting
oh, we're not. Okay, interesting. Oh, there is.
There's no prompt to
But there's no prompt down here. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Totally missed that. Easy to miss.
Very different, well, similar price point, but seems
Similar.
to be quite competitive.
If you're part of the club, for sure.
Part of the club,
well,
yeah.
There you go, on both sides. Yep. Cool. Let's go and have a look at camping, just as a general category. Let's just go into the tents and swags. How do we navigate this here? Camping. Yep.
Camping and hiking. Yep.
Okay, so we just jump straight into it.
So straight into a parent category for Anaconda. The site architecture seems to be including the highest pages it can, which is definitely an opportunity. Because you're going straight into. Do you mind on BCF if you could just click the tents and swags above swags in the quick nav there? Yep. Oh no, they have. Yep. Okay. They have made that a page. Oh, and there you go. There's their internal linking structure firing away. So there's some quick links there to get you further into your shopping activity or browsing activities. But I imagine that given that this is quite a high up page in the internal architecture, they've tried to include as many links as they can to those subcategories to really share that equity of anything that's any sort of search equity associated with that page.
Yeah.
How's it filtering though? Definitely pushing all our club pricing to the top, which is good.
Got some great filtering down here. Letting us know where we can go in store, online exclusives, and the capacity. Some great filtering here. All right, let's have a look. Let's jump into our tents.
That's intense.
Liam is the king of dad jokes, guys. In terms of filtering, what have we got? Okay, so it opens up here. I think in terms of usability and ease of filtering, definitely favouring what BCF does. This has taken over my whole page.
Can you just collapse the BCF one to sort of a mobile width as well to see how that filtering plays out?
Sure can. Collapses nicely.
Yeah, that works. Oh, that's nice. Look at those filters. I wonder who powers that.
Add something to cart, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Go shopping.
Plug in and sign up, pretty similar across the bottom, but still in terms of the layout, BCF is definitely a winner here for me. You've even got the reviews up here. Like, where are we even, have I missed the reviews as well here on Anaconda, or do we just not have any?
May not be reviews against the
reviews and ratings
and reviews. There you go.
It's hidden in here.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And I can access everything right here.
Yeah, I would make that a bit a bit more visible and maybe not as part of the like the tabs. Can't remember what you call that.
Yeah.
But just making it,
Definitely.
yeah, very accessible for the customer to read.
All right. Add to cart. Add to cart. All right. Both of them do that beautifully. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's view the cart. All right. Anaconda's disappeared after a while. Got
Yeah, interesting. A really quick upsell there. That's, so I've seen that.
great. Yep. I need a sleeping bag. Cool.
Direct to product. I reckon we could get that cheaper. Can you just highlight the product name for me and we'll see if we can search that on PCF?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, missed opportunity. I've seen this a lot. The brand that does it the best, if you have a look at the Good Guys,
Oh,
they
yeah.
they trigger a pop-up anytime you highlight the product name that says, we'll beat your price. If you can find this anywhere else, we'll beat the price. So they've done their research into their UX and they know that people shop around by copying the exact product name, dropping it in Google, finding the cheapest price. And because they've been able to recognize that, they can then fire a pop-up at that point to really
That's
keep the
great.
customer engaged.
Yeah.
Both the carts are very quick, which I really like. Nothing worse than a slow checkout process. It just
No, it's a killer.
absolutely kills the experience. Why would you shop anyway?
Okay.
Absolutely.
So everything's here in the cart. Here we're looking at the cart itself, and I still need to proceed to checkout. All right. This is nice that they're going to grab that email. This isn't my email, but don't try and email me. That's not my email.
Just made someone very angry.
Yeah, sorry, other Alita. Look, this is a good tactic for triggering an abandoned cart very quickly, just in case I do get bored. And I can join the adventure club really easily there. We've got the delivery price here. There's not been mention of delivery price here just yet. But I think these guys had free shipping over a certain amount.
Yes, free delivery over 99.
Yeah.
Which is their threshold.
Yep. I can still join the club. That's great. Here we go.
Very quick.
Interesting that this stops you in your tracks. Whereas on Anaconda, it just had it. It had it right there at the top.
We discussed this at length with a client. I remember a couple of months ago, we were designing the loyalty program. We were trying to figure out when the best time was to really push this in the cart. And the arguing was that it's almost, if you've told them enough times through category pages, from the homepage through to the checkout or the category product, everywhere you can, that there are club prices, and they still haven't signed up to redeem those, and they're really at that point where they're about to check out and make their purchase.
Well, check this one out.
Is it worth taking them away from the cart to do that?
Well, we haven't. Well, I mean, we are a little bit away from the cart here. I've just put in this email address here, and it's saying that I mean, they're really backing up that offer that I can take $400 off this offer for like $400 in exchange for my email address. I mean, sorry, Alita at Gmail, you're going to get that. But we're here now. We've got to put in the password because I need to log in order to redeem those savings on board.
Yep.
But I think for $400, I'd still do it.
Yeah,
the way that that's positioned is great.
Yeah.
And then here, so I'm just going to continue as a guest.
If they do one last Hail Mary before the payment goes through.
Ah, interesting. So this is big and bulky. So right now they're springing me with the shipping pricing.
So free shipping over $99 unless
it's big and bulky.
Yeah, big and bulky. If you check their terms and conditions, they've got big and bulky, oversized 1 through 6, and your prices stack accordingly.
I wonder if they've tested it. If they bring the shipping price up earlier, just like BCF have, like really upfront. It's one of the first things that you find out how much it's going to cost to get there. I mean, these guys have free shipping over $99 as well, I'm pretty sure, other than big and bulky, but they bring that price right up front, whereas I'm just dumped with it here right at the end at Anaconda. Thought everything was going really smoothly for me, and then bam.
Yep. Interesting. I wonder if they're testing it at this point as well, testing their checkout, and I wonder what their GA4 says, if there's a big sort of abandonment rate at this point.
Well, there's going to be 2 abandonments right here on both of those sites. So, in your opinion, which site, look, it's hard to say, right? We're saying this without having access to analytics, without having access to the insights that they're testing, and this is purely opinion based, based on the industry knowledge that we have and things like that. In your opinion, BCF, Anaconda, which is it? Your favorite site?
Tough call. I'm gonna have to go with BCF for the overall experience. They just did their due diligence for optimizing for their customer, which was great. The only thing that really puts me off a little bit is they didn't have consent tracking in place, or consent pop-ups in place, which I think is definitely part of the future. So be very careful, BCF team, if you're watching. I'd highly advise.
Surely they'll be jumping onto that soon, probably have lawyers working away. There's a big proposal out, though, for those of you who don't know, there's a big proposal out at the moment about how our privacy laws are going to change. If you're not across it, make sure you get yourself across it. For me, out of the 2 sites, I am a huge fan of what just happened on the BCF website. I just thought the entire experience was a lot better. So well done, BCF. You're the winner of this Tuesday tutorial website teardown. Have a good one. We'll see you next week, where we're going to be reviewing the 7-Eleven and Adore Beauty partnerships collaboration with Jess Rufus. I'm really excited about it. See you next week.
Bye.